So with Journey Together coming out today, we wanted to go through all the products to see how everything is going. Is it stable? Is it dropping? What are the prices at the moment? Now, obviously Journey Together, the first mainline set that is coming out during this massive heap of panic, buying, overselling, scalping, the whole shebang. Surgeon Sparks, obviously, I mean, did it kickstart it? I felt like it was bubbling and we kind of knew once Surgeon Sparks happened and it kind of came out, the Pikachu was everywhere, but Prismatic was around the corner. We knew about it. Obviously, the Umbreon or the Moonbreon was getting a lot of hype. Then the Sunbreon or the obvious Prismatic SARs were just going to go to the moon. You knew it straight away. Now, obviously, this is the next set, and to be honest, I think this is one of the most perfect sets to come after a Prismatic. The set itself is quite easy to complete in some aspect, and I'll kind of get into it as well, but in general, it seems to be the pulls are quite well. I've managed to open up a booster box, an ETB, and a handful of packs just from naturally getting them. And we're about 86 to 87% of the way through all of the set, which is fantastic. It's a really nice thing to have almost a very difficult set to collect with no illustration rares, kind of having to take the Pokeball and Master Balls as big hitters, and then having to obviously try and be able to get any SARs from the Prismatic to this set where it just seems to be the EXs are flying, the illustrations are lovely. It's just a nice change of pace. Now, if we was to go over to the set itself, obviously when we look at a lot of this, the Lily's Clefairy was obviously going to be number one. That's kind of coming in at the moment at 313. The only thing I would suggest if you are looking at prices on day one, day two, day three, take it with a pinch of salt, because they can drastically go under. They could also drastically go up as well. There's different chances. More than likely, you'll see a lot of them dropping down, and you'll see the front runners. Normally, the SARs will tend to be quite holdy with their price. More than likely, Clefairy, being the kind of front runner for this, might even sit around this sort of price for a considerable amount of times. I can imagine the rest of them to drop down a little bit. The only one I've managed to get from this top list was the Bellibolt. Love it. And then we've also got the Enzorotic in the gold form, which is just incredible in itself. Obviously, the biggest illustration rare. This is one of the chase cards I absolutely want. This is a stunner, an absolute stunner. No wonder it's always going to be the better priced illustration rare. Now, let's have a look at the packs in general, because this is the big thing. Is it a viable option? That's kind of what everybody wants to know. We're getting Destined Rival pre-orders. The one thing I'd suggest, just kind of off topic and kind of away from Journey Together, I've been seeing, especially for Instagram stories, a lot of people selling out like complete pre-orders of slightly above MSRP for Destined Rivals. Just wait. We have only had Journey Together right now, and we need to see where this is going to go. Now, obviously, it could go one of two ways. It could be really good or really bad. But I think, judging from the fact that I've managed to get an ETB today, I've managed to get some packs, I even managed to pre-order a box, literally probably about a week ago from Game, it kind of tells you the stock's coming. If you're looking in the right places, you can get it. So if that is the case now, obviously with Destined Rivals, it might be a little bit more hyped. The set does look absolutely insane, but this was still meant to be a very hyped set as well. So just take everything with a pinch of salt. Now, obviously packs at the moment, we've got them coming in on average, what we're looking at, 890 at the moment. So we're looking at a medium, listed medium is about 837. We're looking, what, about £6, £6.50 in terms of pound to the there. It's a little bit over what we're seeing, but I must admit, I've been seeing Prismatic going for about £8-9 now on Magic Madhouse. So they are dropping down a little bit. I must admit, they're an interesting one to see. Packs-wise, I don't think a lot of people are going to be opening that up. Just singular packs anyway. Booster boxes, ETBs. Now, this is the standard, I believe. So obviously, we're going to have the different prices, because I can imagine... Do we not have... I was going to say, do we have the... is this going to be the Pokemon Center one as well, or is there another listing for that? Let's go high to low, because these are obviously all going to be the high products. We've obviously got the case of them. Oh, okay. $350, there's no way. Who's paying $350? There's only one listing at the moment, so bear with. We have got view more data, so unopened. Okay, yeah, I was going to say. So it's just at the moment. So we're looking at 167, 160. So I could see that. Buying one for a sealed collection, I could kind of get that, to be honest. And this is why, to be honest, if you can get onto the Pokemon website when they happen, then they're obviously going to be a pretty good success off launch. When we look at the medium of these, let's have a look at the data. Yeah, I was going to say, it was more around this sort of price I was seeing. eBay, they were selling around about £60 to 70 a couple of days prior from the sold already. So we are looking at around about 70 to 80, which I think it's acceptable for the hype that we're in. It's still a bit expensive considering I normally would say ETBs are what? Anywhere between 40 to 50. 50's on the higher end from day launch as well. So it's going to be interesting to see where they do go. If we look at the month graph, obviously we've got the pre-orders 100 and then all the way down to 81. 366 sold. Wow. It's a very interesting thing, and like I say, we will do a follow-up like in a week's time of this, just to see where we're at with this, because it is always interesting to see where a market goes on day launch and then in a week's time, and plot yourself. Even if you want to put it on a graph, it's not a bad thing to do. Is anybody buying the cases of booster boxes? Of ET? I keep calling them booster box, ETBs. We've got them coming in. Wow, actually, yeah. It's mad to think when you've got the price of like 1.15 there and then somebody's paid 800. The difference is crazy. Obviously, this is all prior to launch, but mad. So I wonder how much. So if you get, I don't know how much you get in a case. Is it 10? Each 10 you get 10. So I mean, if you're doing 800, you're buying them 80 per one, which is just mental. You're thinking someone's paid 1.1. You're looking at what, £100 per ETB. That's just criminally crazy. What about the Journey Together booster box case then? We got 6 cases, 6 boxes in each case. We're looking at a medium value. They're saying 1.5. We've got sales of 1.35. Got 1.3, 1.3, 1.5. Then we got say you can see some pre-orders there. Nearly 1.6 is just crazy. What have we got on the picture? I want to see. Oh, it's just a picture of it. So, okay, they're obviously selling booster boxes in Singularity. We have got the 2 different versions as well. I mean, I get why at the moment, especially in America, obviously, a lot of people are getting the enhanced in America. I haven't seen any of the enhanced ones at the moment in the UK, but we only got them today, and obviously, we haven't really got booster boxes being sold on sites. Like we look at Magic Madhouse, all sold out already for the moment. So I can imagine they're going to have more scarcity on the booster boxes, which is hilarious because when you do look, and I think it is the stamped version, we're getting this. So this is in every enhanced box, the cheaper box that you're buying. I did see this already, and it's going comfortably for around like $20 to $25. So you're looking at £20, give or take. So if you're getting that on every single enhanced box right here, if I'm buying 250, say what are we looking at? We're looking at 250, 240, 250, 234. Say I'm putting 240 down, and I'm getting $20 off already because of the card, or 25. I'm paying like $215, $220 per box, rather than paying the $280 for the normal box without the card. It's just purely on the fact that they are more scarce on these in America more than anything, I'm assuming. But they're actually going for a little bit more, obviously, at the moment anyway. You got $240 going in, which is just crazy that these should be cheaper. They should be cheaper. You get just the packs. You get at the minute a $20 card on that, which is just crazy. So I am interested to see if any of these are actually selling right now. We got 21 sold. 275, 300, 290, 290, 290. I think Clefairy, to be honest, this is going to be an easy one to say that Clefairy is the number 1 chase. I don't think there's any battle in there. From what I'm hearing, Salamence has been really hard to get. So you could take the gamble of that, and I'm never going to tell you to go and buy on day one. I think that is going to be always an interesting play. I would much rather, as you can see, the 140s, I personally would much rather wait and it go down and then have the chance to maybe I wait and it goes up and I just buy it for more than to buy it and it goes down a considerable amount, because we've seen cards fall off a planet quite literally from day one. You might have just thought, okay, this is the card to get, and it just turns out it's very easy to pack. But obviously the SARs, you've obviously got the main 5, you've got Clefairy, and it seems like Zoroark is going to be the number 2. Maybe if Salamence is as difficult to get as people suggest, maybe that does go ahead because of that in terms of demand or supply and demand category. I did think Hopzation would have been a little bit more, but at the minute it's coming in on the 4th slot. And then obviously Iono's Bellibolt. Again, I thought it would be more than the Salamence just because it's a staple of the product. Like Bellibolt, Iono was kind of one of them ones that really took it. But it's an interesting one. I am very interested in itself. I did manage to get the gold Enzoric as well, which is just incredible. Obviously, that's the Iono's Bellibolt. Also, we do have Volcanion, which is crazy to think. The market price on that is already 50. This is an SAR. Like, this should be in terms of in there with the rest of them. And to be honest, I think the card is nice. It was always going to be the lowest out of them. I personally love the artwork for it, but obviously in a set where partners do count, unless you are pseudo legendary, you kind of need a partner really to add to it, to be honest. So always interesting there. Obviously the Articuno is absolutely beautiful. That is a stunner of a card. Wailord, another fantastic one. You can obviously get the normal non-stamped, which I've managed to get. That obviously is always going to do pretty well as well. We did get a duplicate of this as well. It's always interesting. And I did think, because I originally got it as soon as we opened the packs, it did say it was kind of like a $50 card. You knew full well it was dropping down considerably. So most definitely coming down a considerable amount. I really like these Battle Partner full arts. I think they are stunning. It will be interesting to see how many we get. I know we'll get more in Destined Rivals because obviously the Heatwave Arena or Hot Air Arena has got some as well. So we're bound to get them in Destined Rivals. They are incredible. I'm a big fan of these. And then we also have got the Iono's Kilowattrel. I thought I would do a little bit better, but at the minute we got a bit of time. We got the Iono's Bellibolt in the full art, Hopzation, and we also have got another one somewhere, which has disappeared somewhere. Higher Pros to low. It's going to be more. Surely it can't be in with all these full arts, surely. I don't think it dropped down that much. We'll see. Did get the Dudunsparce, which is nice. A lot of the EXs, and we've not got it. So there is a Zoroark. I think it's Enzoroark, is it as well? We've got that one in the full art trainer. Did I miss it around here? There it is. Okay, yeah. So this one as well. Beautiful. Massive fan of the set. So when it comes to kind of collecting, it will be interesting to kind of keep tabs on it in the week. Like I say, we'll do a follow-up in a week, and then we might even do a follow-up in a month as well, just to see and kind of keep kind of put to grips with this. We might even do a prismatic update as well, just to see where we're going with this now, because obviously it's always interesting to see once you move on to another set. I think Prismatic will be very interesting to see when we move on to Destined Rivals, because I think this is a great set. It's clearly got a lot of good hit cards, but it is one of them sets where I think because it's very easy to get, as such as you can get quite a lot of the cards in a short amount of time. Like I've opened up, say, what, 36 packs from a booster box, 2 9s, so 18, so we're looking at what, 40, 50, say call it 50, and then 60, probably anywhere between 65 to 75 packs, and I've got nearly 90% of the cards. Other than the SARs, like obviously they're hard to get in themselves. So you would more than likely, if you get 2 of them, you probably buy the other 3. So you're pretty golden there. I've got a gold. I've got a lot of these trainer cards. I'm missing like 2 or 3 illustrations now. 1 more gold, and that's everything. And then I think I need 2 EXs. So that is just crazy when you think that would be roughly around about £300 worth of spent. I've got 5 duplicates that I'll be able to sell for around 50 to get back the money. That adds into the value. Realistically, if you can get lucky in getting 1 or 2 of the chase SARs, like I managed to get the Iono's Bellibolt. Obviously, if I manage to get Clefairy, that obviously drops down the price massively. But I'd realistically be able to get this whole set done in probably about 7 to 800. And if I've managed to do what I've done with the money now, probably able to get it done if I get the Clefairy at a relatively decent price for about 600, 650 if I play my cards right and buy them later on. Now, that's probably the last bit of advice when I look at this set, is I personally would open the packs that you want to. Obviously, if you're a collector, if you're opening a set, definitely do it. It's incredible. It's a beautiful set. But I would suggest definitely waiting before you go and buy the singles. And I know I probably don't have to tell that to a lot of people, but the prices can vary massively, especially with the illustrations. I think SARs, you could argue, you can kind of gauge if they're going to go up crazy or not. But when it comes to illustrations, you see some of them Clefairies going for 40, 50. You see maybe a bit of a Zacian or Zoroark go at 20, 30, and suddenly it's down at 10. It's suddenly down at 6 because the set isn't quite what people wanted. Make sure you don't go and kind of blow everything early on and devalue your cards instantly. It's got time. Normally, you got a month, 2 months. Like I say, if you sub to the channel, we'll go over this in a week. We'll go over it in a month. We could even do a weekly thing, add it into a weekly rotation and do it that way, just to see when the best time is to go. Like I say, you'd rather kind of maybe go up a little bit and you buy for maybe £5 or £10 more than it to drop £10, £20, and you could have got an extra pack, you could get an extra booster box or whatever. So let me know down below if you've managed to get anything. Share down below your best pulls. What have you got today? If you've got the Articuno, go away. I am chasing it. We're gonna get it, and I'll update you on everything once we get it. Peace.